Good afternoon. This is a video tied specifically for, of a fly tied specifically for Mike Ayers. Mike, this is the Mohair Leech. Now, you caught your first trout on a Mohair Leech and a bunch of them, so I know you have an affinity for this fly. So this is the way you tie it, and it is by far the world's simplest fly. I'm convinced that even you can tie it. So we're going to start with a size 8 curved shank nymph hook and with a 5/32 bead on it. And it doesn't have to be a curved shank nymph hook. You can use a straight shank as well, bead size based on the size of the hook. Now one of the problems with the bead is it kind of flops around on the hook, so we want to stabilize that a little bit. So we're going to take some .015 lead wire, break off a piece of that, and give about a half a dozen wraps of that lead wire. And break it off. And we'll push that lead wire up into the bead. And what that does is it stabilizes that bead so it doesn't flop around. Now we'll start the thread. I'm using some 70 denier ultra thread. Start that in behind the lead wire. And there'll be a little bit of lead wire that sticks out in front. So that's okay. We're gonna build up a little thread ramp to get up over the shoulder of the lead wire. There's a taper there in front of the bead and up over the wraps of lead wire. Okay, now take the thread and wrap it back, building up a thread base. And we're going to take that back to the bend of the hook. Just about like that. Now take a marabou feather. In this case, we're selecting a color of olive for the fly. So we've got an olive marabou. You can use whatever color you want, but olive works great for trout. You can tie the same pattern in a yellow or white for panfish, and it works just fine, just like a woolly booger. And we want the tail to be about the length of the hook itself. So we measure that out and pinch that in between our fingers and give a couple of wraps to hold it in place. Now we're going to snip that off. And I like to have a little bulk to the fly, so the body of the fly. So I'm going to come up here by the head and kind of make an angular cut. Get rid of our marabou. And then wrap over that section of marabou that we cut off. And that builds up a little bit of bulk to our body. Okay, now we want some flash in the tail. I think that always helps. So we'll take a couple of strands of crystal flash. this case, I'm using a chartreuse crystal flash. I'm going to fold that in half. And then cut it in two. You can do this any way you want to. The main thing is to have a little bit of crystal flash on each side of that tail of the fly. Wrap it around your tying thread. And tie it in on one side of the hook. And then take half of that over to the other side and tie it in on the other side. Then we can take the crystal flash and trim that off about the same length as the marabou tail. There. Now, the next material, hence the name of the fly, the Mohair Leech, is some mohair. Now you can go to the fly shop. Let me see if I have I've got a spool of that. You can spend some pretty good money for a spool of marabou yarn at the fly shop, or you can go to Yarn Barn or any fabric store and buy mohair. And you can get, I've used quite a bit of this, but this is about $6 worth of mohair from the Yarn Barn or a yarn store. So I'm going to take a section of that. That's a lifetime supply right there, I can guarantee you. So I'm going to take this mohair and tie it in right at the base of the tail and run our thread up to the back of the bead. And then I want to wrap the mohair around there, but I want to tease those fibers of the mohair out with every evolution of the mohair. The fuzzier this stuff is, the better. The buggier it's going to look, and the better the fish will like it. Makes them happy. We like happy fish. You can tie this without a bead as well, and it works just fine. I would always include some lead wire though up in the front section to give it a little bit of weight so it sinks fast. See, I'm teasing out all those mohair fibers as we go. We're going to do some teasing of the whole fly when we get through with this wrap of mohair. Clear up to the back of the bead, and now we can tie it off. For trout, I like tying these in olive and brown and black, and another favorite color is wine. Okay, we'll tie off that marabou, make sure it's nice and secure. And whip finish. And we'll take a little bit of head cement, put just a drop of that on our thread that we tied off. Now, the last step is to take a little piece of Velcro. You can get this at the fabric store as well, and just tease out that mohair. Make it as fuzzy as you can make it. And this stuff really moves in the water. Makes it very attractive to the fish. So, believe it or not, we're done. That is a completed mohair leech. I probably caught more fish in trout parks with this particular fly than anything else in my box. Have fun tying it.